just on draft, I think it's definitely looking a lot better there for T1.
You talked about the drought having the advantage, but it just doesn't feel like Toy's found a way of really taking that advantage. And I mean, Cuckoo now with that level 1 Kraken shell, he's just more than happy to stick around in this top lane by himself. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Masaros being chased down again. This time they might have him. They've got plenty of damage here on Gabby. Massa, he'll try to press the attack and run, and he might just make it as Tigger. He'll go for the tether round as well, and he's going to make it out. And while that was happening, mid lane, Carl finds a kill on his own onto Gacha Boy. They are around to just get these power runes as well. If they can't set up in the storm, that'll be perfectly fine. They just want the power runes instead. Gacha's got to be very careful here. It's a scary scenario to try and get that power rune. Disruption is already there. Gacha, he'll make the jump in, trying to go after Whitemon. In the meantime, they've got the Bane trapped up, and Gacha, he is falling very low now. He'll just use that rest of the mana to try and get away, but the Sonic Wave's out. Carl has got the damage, drops the voice line, and even gets a power rune up at top. And it'll be a DD on top of that. Gabby, almost picking off Masaros in the meantime. And T1, they are really starting to find their footing here as Masaros is going to get too close. Oh, no. That deserved a tip, John. I'm going to say it, that deserved a tip.
They're just winning out all the lanes. They're finding all the big kills they need. They had perfect rune control coming out. And now they're invading that jungle. Look at Whitemon and Zephyr here, Mike.
They are. Arrow landing perfectly. Toy, he's not going to be able to survive. And Carl just keeps asking the same question. Instead, Motivate, they might go mid. They've got the Fiend's grip, so if they can catch the Quap with that, they'll have plenty of time to take her down. Carl, still hanging around this mid lane, is going to back off. Vortex is there, though. Gacha into the Fiend's grip. They've got him. And that should be enough, though. Ravage is out. Cuckoo, he barely makes it, but not quite in time. There's a great 5-man Ravage from Cuckoo, but just not quick enough.
Can push pretty fast with a Drow. They know Ravage is down. The T1's defense is kind of tougher to pull off, but they still have the disruption arrow if you're not careful.
They do. Gacha zip in again, looking for Whitemon, but he zipped right into Gabby, who's happy to go to war. Though Gabby has fallen quite low. Masaros, he'll move in with the jewel out. Can he get the damage though? It's looking tough for him. He's gonna get it. He'll get the win just before he runs his way out. It's Carl. Not gonna finish off Toy on the Drow. Is gonna back off. Motivate, they'll get back towards their triangle. Zephyr. Have a look around, but it doesn't feel comfortable to move up that high ground. They'll get vision down though. Gacha is going to be spotted as Cuckoo has the blink up, but they'll go for the disruption instead. Into the arrow setup, and now the Ravage, just in case. They at least found Tigger. Well, he will be able to tether out. Maybe. He's got Fiend's grip. I think he's setting up for Gabby. And he's got the vision, he's got Fiend's grip, and he's got his whole team making his way over. So Boom Boy may actually be able to make this work out as they zip right in. And yeah, he says it. It is kind of perfect, John. They don't have the Ravage to be able to fight back either. Disruption, though, is out from Whitemon. They've locked somebody down. It is going to be the Storm, but Gacha is going to have the Purge there from Massa to be able to zip his way out. T1, bit of a defensive stance themselves, but never mind. They'll go into the Moonlight Shadow. Ravage is back up. Oh, and Toy's going to show himself. This could be really bad for Motivators. They're going to run right into them, and the Ravage is out, connecting on all three. As Cuckoo just sets up perfectly. It's just perfect. It's just rough.
Nothing they can do. And it's just not enough. Like, you want to be able to get control like T1 does with a Ravage, but you don't have anything like that, and it just gives T1 the incentive to keep clumping up and fighting.
Oh, Jewel out and Fiend's grip. Both of them being committed, but they have not really chained these well at all, so Carl's just going to blink out of there. Still having a look around. Gacha does get the Vortex off. Carl, though, is still on the run. Now with a Sonic Wave out, he's connected on 3 targets. Oh, Motivate, what have you done? Just a real mess here from Motivate Trust. As Toy is still trying to get out, but they just chain nothing. Toy still running, gets slowed up. They've got the banishment there from Whitemon. That'll be another for the books of T1. Because at least you get Whitemon down, but that's about all you get here for Motivate Trust. Oh, Toy stuck around a little bit too long, but looks like they are going north instead. T1 into that dire triangle. And Gacha, Silence is there, Ravage is out, but the BKB was there in time this time from Gacha. Just turn on to Carl with the duel, but Disruption is going to save as Gabby, looking for a way into this fight. Carl, he'll blink out. He will survive another day, as now Masteros is the one to fall. So Motivate get nothing, and they end up losing their off lane. And T1, with that information, will go into that mid tier 2 tower. Garcha, he's going to keep trying to defend, but keep in mind he has no BKB now. He's fully reliant on the IO, and Tigger, he has no way to heal him up. It's a very risky play there from Garcha Boy that's not going to pay off, as now Toy's been caught. It went from 1 dying to 3 dying, and that tier 2 mid tower is still in big trouble here for Motivate Trust.
Motivate Trust will go for Smoke Blade. They know Ravage is down, so they've got a bit of an angle. They've just got to stagger their spells right here, Mike.
He'll be the first one to get caught, and immediately they'll go into the duel, but now Masteros, he'll be disrupted as they do jump in. Cuckoo, he has no Ravage, but it won't matter because they'll find Tigger on that IO, and we'll take him out as Masteros. We'll find Whitemon on the SD. Garcha, he'll BKB TP out as Massa is going to drop. It'll be a 2-for-3 trade in the favor of T1, it seems. They might even find a 4th, and they have Toy. This is not someone you want to lose, but he is going to make it. Just no way to cancel the TP that time. It seems like they don't even know what's happening right now. Either that or they just don't want to fight. So that'll be the Aegis to go to Gabby. Though it does seem like T1 want to try and make a play down to the bot lane. Maybe to snipe out Garcha and Tigger. Garcha does reveal he is still around. Carl will jump in with the silence, but Tigger is there to try and help out if necessary. So Garcha will keep trying to fight, and we'll go for the zip TP play. There's Tigger. No, Tigger gets caught out. Whitemon knew the IO was somewhere. And eventually they will get it. So they fight over the kill.
Cuckoo secures it for himself. Captain Privilege is coming true.
Of course.
Inside of Motivate Trust. Gonna have to lick their wounds. They will try to zip onto Gabby, but he's got that Lincolns. You can't lock him in like that.
No, you can't. And he's also got a BKB, but they do catch him out with the duel, and that might be the first life to drop here for Gabby. A nice start. Problem is, Carl is here with a big Sonic Wave. He's already blown up Garcha. Toy is probably not safe either, as they have caught him in that tree line. Boomboy does get himself out, but what a mess for Motivate. And it's probably about time for T1 to go high ground, John. That'll be the mid-racks to drop. Zip is there, Garcha won't even reach.
T1 will actually go for the smoke play, so if they want to force the fight outside the high ground, they might find some good pickoffs here if they're fast enough.
They may. Boomboy gonna see Zephyr. They'll go right into the Fiend's Grip, but you've got Cuckoo making his way over. Garcha is gonna be able to get 1 kill and back off, but now a Sonic Wave does find Tigger on the IO, and they even found the Storm, though he does TP out in time. So 1 for 1 on the supports. It's only 25 seconds of the respawn board anyway. They could always just wait out Zephyr's life. So Carl, I can't say the same for him. Lincoln's is broken. They silence him up to boot. He does not have a BKB available. Carl, though, is going to be able to barely blink away as Garcha is still having a look around, and now without mana, he can't get out. Oh, boy. BKB, though. Carl, he came back in. He is going to die in that quap. So maybe the voice line's a bit too early, but Garcha is still going to drop. Tigger, he will be the second to fall. And Carl, a slight mistake there, moving his way back in too early, but it won't matter. They still find a 2 for 1. They will get that free Roshan. Carl, take the Aegis for himself, and Cuckoo will take the shards. But pings are out for the top lane, so they don't want to deal with bot. They want to go top racks instead. And they go Carl, gonna blink in right away onto the Bane as the press the attack gonna save, but Gabby, one arrow actually landed from Zephyr. So that'll be Boomboy gone. He does have buyback to get back into this team fight. T1 though, they'll go after the top racks. Vortex is there. In fact, Ag's Vortex is out from Garcha, so he does get Zephyr down. Not a bad start here for Motivate Trust, at least finding 1 pickoff. Now Toy moving in, but he's all by himself at the moment. It could be very dangerous. The refresh is there. Gabby just doing so much damage, and now the Ravage is out. But a great relocate. Tigger completely making it so they avoid that first Ravage. However, Garcha Boy, he's going to drop, and now with the duel out, they're trying to deal with Cuckoo, but he's got another Ravage to throw now, and he may just, as Garcha, he'll get his BKB off in time, and they'll fight back against Cuckoo, but Carl, he'll take down Masteros to boot. Still, it does seem like Motivate has successfully defended and will be able to take more time in this game one.
You walk in and then that sets off the bomb. Wouldn't that be great?
Maybe just move away from the whole bomb. That doesn't even matter here for Gabby, as they are going to move into that top racks. The one eye of the storm. He won't refresh yet. Doesn't even seem like he needs it. Just plenty of damage here. The Garchant going to go for a nice vortex. Plenty of damage with the Ravage. Here's their toy. He got caught out. A double Ravage impact and they've blown him up. The Drow has no buyback. How do you have no buyback? No buyback. 200 gold short. Gacha. He's going to try and get it done himself with the double vortex out. They've almost got Gabby down, but no, the disruption. It's going to save, at least for now, as Masteros going to jump into the backside. He has caught out one, but it doesn't seem like he can even get Zephyr. Beans grip in the meantime onto Carl, but this game is well and truly over. The GG's has been called for Motivate Trust, and T1, 49.5 minutes in, will eventually be able to take game number one.
Yeah, they played spectacularly well, as we've seen T1 bouncing back after their defeat at Lilgun. I think that was the moment when, you know, March brought out the whip. They've been in good form the past few days.
We'll get into it though. Game number 2 between T1 and Motivate Trust is upon us. Carl really likes that line, and I suppose it is kind of cute. Nothing coming out of this yet. I mean, for Motivate Trust, you're looking for the arrow to connect on somebody to really be able to set up for a kill attempt here, but now they group up. They might go for the 5v5. They're going to try. Whitemon is copying a bit of damage, but he's a tanky ogre, and Masteros, he's the one really in trouble in this DK. He's going to try to run, but they've got the charge out, and they'll get the first blood. Zephyr the one to take it, as Gacha is still chasing down Whitemon, but now he needs his own way out. They've got the Ignite, and they might just have another kill in their hands very soon. And Zephyr still giving the salves over to Cuckoo, trying to make this lane as easy as possible for him. Do you feel like this should have gone more in the favor of Motivate? In fact, hold that thought, because it looks like Zephyr has been caught here and is probably going to drop. Boomboy does pick up the kill, and that was off the back of the rotation from Tigger. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's a bit of a chase onto Massa now. Mind you, he is a very tanky boy, and Gacha Boy is also going to rotate over to try and help out. Gabby now the one in trouble as the chains are there, and Gabby has overextended. Gacha, a very nice rotation, as now they will chase down Whitemon, trying to find the second piece of the puzzle. They should eventually be able to secure this kill here on the Ogre, as Whitemon will try to abuse the fog a little bit, but the Dragon Tail is going to come out. Now even Zephyr showing up at the last moment, but it was too late this time for T1. He saw him there for a second, but it looks like Motivate has brought even more numbers up. Zephyr now will see the Weaver, but doesn't really want to go in. In fact, never mind, chains are there. Gacha will hold down Zephyr and take him out. Nice little pick up from Motivate, but they have rotated quite a few heroes over to try and make that happen, so you would have liked a bit more than the Bane. Maybe you can find Carl, though, who blinks right into Gacha, but a big Sonic Wave out. Tigger might just die out to the Shadow Strike, but never mind. It was on Gacha Boy instead, so they will get the Quap. Here comes Cuckoo, though, on the Spirit Breaker, but he can't get Tigger this time, surely. He won't. Could not get the Nether Strike off in time.
The side of Motivate Trust can now start building off. You're ready to go with Gacha Boy just with a phase boots up. He does some good damage with Slight Fist. His magic damage is pretty set up. The side of T1, we'll need to wait a little bit more.
Another arrow set up here onto Zephyr. Nice little nightmare dodge from Zephyr. In fact, he's still going. He's bought enough time, so the charge will come through from Cuckoo into the Nether Strike on Gacha. He might be gone. He'll try to chain up, but there's no escape. Zephyr makes it happen just with that nightmare, and Boomboy will also go down. And that was really a great nightmare into a brain sap. But there is perhaps a gank happening right now on T1. Well, they may leave Whitemon behind. In fact, never mind that. Whitemon, he's out scot-free. In fact, bot lane is where all the action's happening. Gacha Boy, he'll be the one caught, and he's gone. The triangle, though, Massa does at least find Whitemon, but it's just an Ogre. Not too big of a deal as Toy. Now being charged down by Cuckoo, but is going to be able to get the silence off.
Not going to be able to fully commit for the push. They have dropped the tower quite low, though. That's where Motivate Trust can shine. The push potential with the DK and Drow is pretty darn high.
Massa Move in, Garcha is there as well. They're just trying to burst down Zephyr, but now the Eclipse comes right through and Masaros is going to melt. Garcha, he'll remnant towards the right side, but he's out of remnants. He needs a few seconds to have them back up. Do they have the damage though in time? Not quite, Garcha. He'll get that remnant he needed, and he'll be able to escape.
You're not able to keep up in the Drow. You're falling behind on your Ember because Gotcha Boy doesn't have much room to just play the jungle. He wants to be online now. He wants to be running around, getting the chain set up. They're just not able to. Oh boy!
Remember that time I talked about that Shadow Blade, John? Yeah, Toy, he's going to experience it for the first time this game, and it's really that easy. You can't have sentry wards everywhere. Cuckoo eventually is going to get you.
And your timing on the gust has to be near pixel perfect at around the time your aura fades, so it's pretty tough to counterplay against that. T1 now invading that triangle. They find some stacks, but they trust have to fight this.
They do, and they'll try. Gabby, though, going to turn back in onto the Weaver. Meanwhile, Charge, who's it on? They're going after the Ember. Gacha, he's been caught. Carl's got the Sonic Wave into 3 heroes. It'll be a trade between Gacha and Whitemon, and now a Fiend's Grip even catching up the Mirana. It's another messy fight for Motivate, as T1 are looking to completely clean up. Do they keep going? I mean, Gabby does find Boom Boy across the map. That might be it. Meanwhile, Motivate, I mean, they'll just kind of keep trying to rotate and find something. But now there's going to be a 3-man smoke here from T1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Charges there, Boom Boy. He's already been caught. They have the dust. No, they won't even need it. Scream and Sonic Wave is more than enough. And Carl, I think Carl's having a bit too much fun now. He's probably spent more APM using those voice lines than he has actually playing the game here, John.
Oh, another charge.
Mid lane. Yep, they've got Massa. Let me tell you, with the Bulldoze, John, these stuns do not last very long on Cuckoo. And that'll be Masros to drop. No trades to come out for Motivate Trust, as it looks like T1 are going to keep rushing onto Toy now, but the Manta is there. Still charge out. They've got Tigger. Cuckoo going all the way for this one. He wants the Mirana kill, and they're going to find it. Gacha? Gonna come back in onto Gabby.
They might just go Roche instead, yeah. Even with the tier 1 standing, it doesn't matter unless they get a good wrap here, Mike.
Oh, Toy, not Toy. Gets a great silence. They're still closing the gap. They've got the charge out. That'll be Toy gone. They will not be able to save him in time. And that should be maybe just Roshan.
Freebie coming out for T1. Motivate Trust, Mike, I just realized. Gotcha Boy's still 13. And for a hero like Ember, who relies on some of his talent spikes, who wants to max out remnants, it makes the game a lot tougher for Gotcha Boy. So they've got to find a pickoff. Just look for one hero. They've been trying, but T1, they just read the movements of Motivate Trust so well.
Zephyr, nice nightmare. Tigger is there to try and help if the Fiend's Grip is going to fly out, which it almost certainly will. Arrow is there, but Sonic Wave mid-leap, so Tigger, he's on the run, but he's being chased down by a very angry bull as they do get the Yule Scepter off in time. That'll be another one for the books for T1. And I agree with you, John. I mean, they might just need one kill, especially onto Gabby with his level 18, but it's not coming. It's just not happening for Motivate Trust. And speaking of the Devil, John, Gabby is going to run right into Massa. Charges there. He's got the Eclipse up, and that's probably going to be Masros' life forfeit. He does run out of range of the Eclipse, but it won't matter. They've got plenty of vision here on Massaros with the charge out. That'll be another kill here for T1.
They're just piling on. They find Toy again.
They have found Toy. It is both supports, though. They can't really commit. The Gacha is going to make a jump in, but this could be dangerous. The charge is out. Toy, he's not protected. He's going to try and Manta out of this, but there's no way. He just goes down in the drought, while Zephyr is still just running away from Gacha, and I think Gacha's gone too far. You've got to give credit to Zephyr, John. He has been a real problem this game on this Bane.
You know, he's the target of Motivate Trust. He's the body that's willing to die for the team. Boomboy trying to find some farm. Might not be the safest here.
Sentry ward down. Gabby gonna spot him up for a second. Going to his own Shadow Blade as they fight over the Invis, but it won't matter. Gabby has a superior Invis apparently and does get the kill. Onto the bottom tier 1 tower they go, but in the meantime, Massa in trouble again as the Fiend's Grip does catch him out, though Arrow is going to delay this kill a little bit. For how long? not quite long enough as they can go for more. Onto Tigger, they'll find a Mirana. I mean, it's just child's play right now, isn't it, John? I actually can't remember the last time Motivate got a kill.
They had a lot of ways of playing aggressive, but instead we see really slow lanes come out. We didn't see rotations towards mid early on. Boomboy did show up, but not Tigger. They need that Mirana. Now they're high ground. With a Luna, T1 just rips through these objectives.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how Cuckoo even got there, but he just went right behind Toy and just stalked it. And Gabby, he's had enough of this game. He's onto the T4 towers. Screw it. I mean, why even bother for the racks as tips are coming out? Zephyr, apparently the MVP of this game here for the side of T1. I would agree with that. Carl is going to be caught in the quad, but it looks like they have gone a little bit too far. They do get punished, but now they have found out that Weaver. In they go. That'll be Boomboy gone though. Massa going to go onto the Luna as Gabby is getting quite low, but still has that Aegis up and will lose his first life, but he does get that reset he's looking for. Still having the Eclipse available. They do land a nice arrow. Nightmare, though, is going to save as they do try and just back themselves out. Still Motivate. Are going to keep the chase going. Cuckoo. Looks like he might actually make it, John. Yeah, he's fine. What else can Motivate do in this game to try and push it back? Hold that thought, John. We have a charge on Toy, John. Hold that thought. They're going to know there's a charge going because he just hit a couple of people, but Toy is still going to get stunned up into the instant bash, and that'll be a Drow Ranger gone. I don't know what you do. Give that psychic headband to Zephyr, Mr. Whitemon. That doesn't belong to you, sir.
Yeah, but the Zephyr has this philosopher.
No,
stuff, you know, so
no, John.
he wants the gold.
No,
he wants the gold.
You always give it to the Bane. Boomboy. They'll find Boomboy. I mean, it's not like Zephyr needs it, John, to be fair, but...
He's telling Whitemon, you're not going to get any gold here, buddy. Stay poor, friend. You get the range. I don't need it. I want gold. He's actually not... Are they swapping? Will they swap?
Well, it won't matter, John. They're onto the T4 towers. What does it matter anymore? Zephyr, he's in. Carl, gonna be fine as Gabby just focusing onto the Ancient. They do stun up the Bane. Maybe they can just blow him up. 4-staff away. Zephyr's still alive. Garcha still trying, but a big Sonic Wave out. Carl taking down Tigger, and Garcha, he's gone to boot. Buybacks are there from Motivate. In the meantime, Gabby is still hitting towers. He is ignoring the whole team fight and just hitting the Ancient, and it has worked out for T1 as they get away with the win. And that'll be a 2-0 victory here for T1, 2 days in a row, as Motivate Trust could not best this Radiant side.
Oh, and T1's in such fine form. It looks like, again, after that loss to Lil Gun, that 0-2 loss, they're bouncing back.